Greetings, I am the wrestling fan. I may not be the best wrestling fan, but I am the finest. So as you can see, I'm in kind of a new location. Been gone for a tiny bit, which I'm sure you guys are kind of used to when it comes to me, but I'm back, and I'm going to try to get back into the swing of things by starting with a video that is actually going to show you my entire wrestling DVD/Blu-ray collection, which is back here. No more of me in my studio. This is a little bit easier, but I promise I'm going to do a pick of the month for May. I'll do a Wrestling Fan Remembers. If there's a shoots on I can do, I'll do it. Pay-per-view reactions. I'm going to do a few videos talking about the last couple pay-per-views that I've missed and just go over them a little bit. And also the pick of the months I was going to do for February, March, and April. I'll also do a quick video on those. So I promise I'm going to catch up on everything and get back into the swing of things. And if there's anything that you guys want me to review from the past, talk about the bad stuff like the Wrestling Fan Remembers, matches you want me to watch, I don't know, like old pay-per-views you want me to watch and review, bad ones, good ones, anything you guys want. The Wrestling Fan Remembers doesn't have to be, you know, just about bad stuff. It could be also about good pay-per-views. If you want me to watch WrestleMania 17, that would be awesome. Anything like that. But for now, this is going to be a video on The Wrestling Fan's DVD/Blu-ray collection. Actually, number 3. I did 2 other ones. They're on this YouTube page if you want to watch them. You can kind of see how the collection has grown over the past couple of years. I've got a lot of new stuff to show you, so let's get to it. Okay, so here we go. From my point of view, of course, the wrestling DVD collection, Blu-ray collection is in my closet now. I'm not trying to hide it from anybody. I just like having it in there. Since I stopped shooting, you know, when my first series ended and I stopped shooting that, my collection was behind me, but I've changed that now. And I know that that is not really something the wrestling fan would have in his wrestling closet, but I had nowhere else to put it, and it is pretty fucking awesome. I know it's something that Joe Evergamer would have, but in his part of the apartment, he really can't have it there. So there it goes. But I will also show you some other wrestling fan stuff like that. I still have the picture of me, back when I had long hair, of course, but still have that. There's Joey Holmes' martini glass, gotta keep that. It holds quarters now for laundry. But up top of the Blu-ray collection, that's Film Home's, not mine, there is a Kevin Nash doll from WCW and a Goldberg doll from WCW. And I also got these, Daniel Bryan, one of my favorites, Andre and Hogan. Those are awesome to have. And also a Stone Cold Steve Austin Attitude Era Bear. I love that. But let me show you something. I'm going to show you real fast. I got these for Christmas a couple years ago. These 2 dolls talk, the Kevin Nash and Goldberg doll. Me and my friends found out something extremely funny you can do with them. So I'm actually going to show you that right now. Okay, so I'm going to show you this really, really fast. Okay? Like I said, these 2 guys talk. See?
I'm Kevin Nash and I'm just too sweet.
He's just too sweet. Okay, you heard Goldberg, I already turned him on. They do talk to each other, watch.
I'm Kevin Nash and I'm too sexy.
Or not, but they're supposed to.
I'm Goldberg, who's next? Goldberg, I beat you cause I'm too sweet. Nash, every man that I faced, I've destroyed. Goldberg, I'll slam you through the mat. Goldberg, why don't you say that to my face?
They just don't shut up. When I got these for Christmas a couple years ago from certain friends, we played with these for hours. Kevin Nash going, Goldberg! And just all this stuff. And when you put them, you can do this. You know, they make sounds like you're slamming them.
Don't be my sexy, will get you
Okay, that means they're turning off. But anyway, to get to the point, we found out something pretty funny that you can do with these. Let's see if it's...
I'm Goldberg, and I fear no Kevin Nash, and I'm too sexy. Wolfpack is forever.
Really? It's not doing it. Hang on.
I'm Goldberg.
Basically, as sick as this is, you can make them have sex, and they sound like they're having sex. I am 30 fucking years old, and that still makes me laugh my ass off. Very, very funny. I hope to get the other ones they had, but they also do this.
1, 2, 3. Sexy will get you next time.
And the match is over. Guess Kevin Nash had enough of Goldberg's jackhammer. Okay, anyway, let's get back to business. I'm going to show you some other stuff in this closet. Some wrestling memorabilia. This is the Wrestling Fan, the action figure that my friends made for me. Another Batman thing, nothing to do with wrestling, but I have nowhere else to put it. I got these in WWE 2K15. Hulk Hogan signed picture, which is pretty awesome. Piece of the ring, you know, I thought that was pretty cool. This is a female wrestler. I don't know who the hell Joey is, but whatever. But she's on the Independent. She's a really great female wrestler. I hope she would show up in like NXT sometime. My last toy championship belt, I had more, but I gave him to a friend's son because we want him to be a wrestling fan. He already is. I'm going to cover up a certain part of this, but I don't want to show my mom. This is a picture of Big Show with my mommy. It says, Joey, mom is the best, Big Show. She met him where she works, and he was very, very nice to her. And I like to tell people that they slept together because I'm a sick bastard. But the best thing I have is this that I actually got from my mom from where she works. They found this in storage. This is the only wrestling pay-per-view I've been to live, SummerSlam 2008. Not a bad pay-per-view. But they found this in storage. It's a chair from the event, obviously, but it was signed by a bunch of the wrestlers. And they were going to throw this out, and she stopped them and took it and gave it to me. And thank you, because this is still really cool. A lot of these are really, really hard to read, but there's Zack Ryder. I'm not sure who that is. I can't remember who that is, but Kurt Hawkins, like that one, I can't really tell. The something champ, I don't know what the hell that is. My favorite autograph on here, of course, is CM Punk. He's my favorite, but that's Matt Hardy. Mark Henry is right there. Santino Marella. Alicia Fox. Just a lot of really, really great stuff. I've tried to figure out all of them, but I can't. But it's the best wrestling collectible I will ever have. And I do have one more autograph, but we will get to that. But let's get to the collection. This is it. The DVD Blu-ray wrestling collection I have now. The majority of it is WWE stuff because they produce the most DVD Blu-ray merchandise. But I have a lot from the independents and some other stuff. But there's a lot of stuff that I have not watched in here. I mean, a lot of this, they are wrestling DVD pay-per-views from WWE that are, and I have the WWE Network, of course, and I don't really need it because they're all on there, but I'm not getting rid of these because, who knows what can happen someday. Let's start from the beginning. The big WWE pay-per-views I have on here, Royal Rumble is, of course, first. I have the 3 anthologies, and then I have my favorite Royal Rumble, 2000. Funny thing, a friend of mine got me the case of this, but it came with WrestleMania 15. And he was trying to find me the disc of it, but he really couldn't. So I ended up just buying it myself, which, but this is my favorite Royal Rumble. It's the first one I saw the whole thing of, and I love, this is to me, the best Royal Rumble there was. But then I have, you know, all the way up until I have 2010, I have 2012. So, you know, a few I didn't collect just because I didn't, there's really no point in collecting these. The only pay-per-view that I still collect for are WrestleManias, which will be next, and also SummerSlam if it's really good, because SummerSlam is actually my favorite pay-per-view of the year, of every year. But, you know, the last really good SummerSlam was 2013, so I haven't. But with the network, there's no point in buying these anymore. But I'm not getting rid of the ones that I have. But we get on to WrestleMania, True Story WrestleMania. That's a really great documentary. I mean, match selection you don't need if you have all these, but the documentary is really good. I got it. You know, thank God for Amazon. You get these for really cheap. But I have volumes 1 through 4, and those came out way before the network came out, so I was able to watch every single WrestleMania, which was a hoot and a half. And oh, I had the 2004 Hall of Fame, the first one that was taped. You're probably wondering, you know, this is the Royal Rumble that my friend got me, but it came with WrestleMania 15, which was actually the first WrestleMania I ever saw live. And it was a shitty WrestleMania, but at the time it felt awesome. But that's, you know, I just keep it in that case because, you know, I need a case for it. And I'm probably not going to get a WrestleMania 15 case. WrestleMania 2000. I got this for $10, and this is like a $40 deal. They didn't know what they had, and I was glad. You know, this is the second WrestleMania I ever saw live. The last one I saw live before I stopped watching for a while. But I still love this WrestleMania. It's an awesome WrestleMania, even though there's a lot of not great stuff. Someone found me WrestleMania 18 for like, I don't know, $7. It's not a cheap one either, but, you know, not a bad WrestleMania. I don't have WrestleMania 17. You know, I wish I did, but I mean, technically I do have it. I wish I had the original, but whatever. And of course, WrestleMania 20 is in Volume 4. But WrestleMania 21, I've told this story a million times, that's the WrestleMania, and that's the wrestling show that truly got me back into professional wrestling full-time as a fan. So that's still my favorite WrestleMania just because of that. And WrestleMania 22, you know, I have them all on DVD. And then I finally started getting Blu-rays with 27. I waited to get 27 because it's not a very good one, but I got it for like $5. And then 28, 29, 30, 31. And yes, even though it's on the network, I will buy 32. I have it pre-ordered because I want to have all the WrestleManias. You know, even SummerSlam, which is next, I don't care if I have all of them, but WrestleMania, I feel like I want to keep that going. I don't know why, probably because I'm stupid. I'm going to sit down. Okay, and then we get to SummerSlam. I got these for $5 a piece. They were $15 total. So I just wanted them just for me to have them, just in case, if I couldn't have the network or something else like that. You know, and then we have 2001. I don't have 2000 on DVD, but I do have it. And then we go all the way up. You know, I have every single one. I don't have 2010 because that was fucking horrible. But I have, you know, 2013 is one of my favorites. This is when Daniel Bryan and John Cena tussled. Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, two of the best SummerSlam matches in history. And this was right before the network came out the following year, so I had to have it on Blu-ray, and I got it. And then Survivor Series, not a great, you know, not my favorite pay-per-view, but I still had a few of them. Basically what would happen, back when I got back into wrestling in 05, the network wasn't out, I didn't have cable, and I couldn't actually get the pay-per-views, and no one I knew liked wrestling enough to get the pay-per-views, and they're expensive, or they were until now. And I would buy the DVDs when they came out. I bought every single pay-per-view on DVD for a couple years. That's why I have so many. You know, 05, 06, 07, 08, I bought, you know, up until about 09, I bought them every single month. I budgeted them in to my budget. So, but I got Survivor Series 2000, not a great one, but I like getting these because they're worth money, you know. With this collection, I have a lot of stuff that is, you know, kind of worth money and is getting more and more rare, especially from the Attitude Era. But we got Survivor Series, we got Armageddon. These are in alphabetical order for the WWE and F pay-per-views. And we go to Backlash, you know, some good stuff there. Cyber Sunday, not great pay-per-views. And yes, I know I threw this away, but I actually didn't. I can't throw any of these away. But Extreme Rules, got a couple of those. Let's see, Elimination Chamber, Great American Bash. Is this 04? Yep, 04. I only bought that for the main event of Eddie and JBL. This one was actually... I was supposed to go to this one and we changed our minds because so many people got injured and it's not a good pay-per-view at all. So I'm glad we didn't go. But at the same time, you kind of wish you would have gone, but whatever. But Great American Bash, which turned into the Bash, and then nothing. The Invasion pay-per-view. Judgment Day, this is a pretty expensive DVD, and it was horribly scratched up and didn't work when I got it. We got it for cheap. But I took it somewhere and they cleaned it, and it works beautifully. So then we get the Judgment Days, King of the Ring 2001. That was really expensive for a while, and finally I got it from a friend. Not a great pay-per-view, but again, those are just worth, you know, worth a good amount of money. For a while before the network, I really wanted to get, you know, the 2000 pay-per-views, 2001. Like, you know, they were kind of getting expensive. No Mercy is one of my favorite pay-per-views. The Rock Jericho, one of my all-time favorite matches. Christian Edge in a ladder match. Just some really, really good stuff. And even the main event was pretty decent with Stone Cold Kurt Angle and Rob Van Dam. No Mercy 2002, that's a great pay-per-view. The No Mercies, the No Way Outs. I'm trying to get to, you know, some good DVDs that are maybe worth a little bit of money, but we go to ECW One Night Stand. Those made me a fan of ECW, made me want to do my research on it. Over the Limit, I only have that because CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, again, before the network, so the only way to watch these was to buy them. Payback, 2013, I love that one. The Rebellion, these two were great pay-per-views. Go to the Unforgivens. Let's see, Unforgiven, Vengeance, some TLCs. Okay, and that's it for the regular pay-per-views. Now we get into the really fun stuff. The wrestling DVD sets. That's a lot of fun. And I'll go ahead and say this stuff is kind of out of whack. I didn't put these in order. I just wanted to get this video done. So they're a little out of order. Like, I want all my independent DVDs to be separate from all my WWE and ECW and WCW and stuff like that. But for now, it is what it is. But this is a lot of WCW stuff. The Rise and Fall of WCW, great documentary. Clash of Champions. Again, you know, all this stuff. Best of Nitro 1 through 3. I did a review on Volume 3. I'll do reviews on the other two eventually if you guys want me to. The Essential Starcade, fantastic set. War Games, still haven't really watched that. Back in Black, that was a really rare DVD, but not anymore. And then we get to ECW. Rise and Fall, still one of the best documentaries they've ever done. I'd say probably still top 3. This was the first ECW DVD I got. A lot of violent stuff on here. I'm still kind of surprised they released it, but it was a different time period, but still a good set. Extreme Rules, some pretty decent stuff on it. The 3 ECW unreleased, so much good stuff. I haven't completely finished any of them, but just really great match selections. Paul Heyman Blu-ray, one of my favorites. We get into other wrestling companies. Spectacular Legacy of AWA. Triumph and Tragedy of World Class Championship Wrestling, good stuff. Attitude Era Blu-rays, great stuff. Again, most of this you can see on the network, but I really like to own this stuff. I just do. You know, if I don't have the money, I don't get it. Legends of Mid-South, great set. And then we get into the Rock's stuff. I try to keep, for, you know, wrestlers, if they have multiple sets, I try to keep them all together. And again, I'll get this a little bit more organized. But some old Rock DVD sets from the Attitude Era. The first Rock set, then the Blu-ray with his documentary. Pretty good stuff. And then we get into Stone Cold stuff, a couple from the Attitude Era. I highly recommend this. I still think it's the best documentary they've ever produced, and it depends on your opinion, but I still think it is because, you know, it really is the only one to me that's complete for a wrestler. I mean, a lot of them are. The Roddy Piper one is, but a lot of times they put these out before the person is in the Hall of Fame, and it's missing that. Like the Edge one, the Mick Foley one, but it doesn't make them any worse. But I love this documentary. It's so good. And then we get into a lot of people's favorites. Triple H. Triple H, that damn good. This was... I wanted this because it had him and Cactus Jack, him and Chris Jericho from Fully Loaded, a forgotten classic. But even though it's WWE, it just happened, and the only thing that's censored on these is the WWF at the logo at the bottom. So that was good to get. Triple H's first DVD set, I only wanted it because of him and Cactus Jack in the Hell in a Cell, because they hadn't released that yet. His Blu-ray, which is actually really good. The DX stuff, I still love. This is still one of my favorite DVD sets that I can watch. The new and improved DX, which it's their whole run in 2000, and it's really cool to be able to watch everything from that year. And it's just entertaining. Even the One Last Stand thing, to see everything, it's just entertaining. You know, say what you will about Shawn and Hunter, but they are entertaining. And speaking of Shawn, I had to put him right next to Triple H, of course, but his first DVD set from the vault, you know, the documentary that he had was great, but it's, you know, it's missing about 3-4 years of his wrestling career, but I'm sure they'll do another one. My Journey, that's a good one. If you haven't seen Greatest Rivalry, Shawn and Brett, that's great watch. Good set. We get to Bret Hart. Owen Hart, I have that Blu-ray. It's supposed to be here. I think it's on my other rack, but that's okay. This was actually the first wrestling DVD set I ever got, and I got it for Christmas. And it made me... I credit WrestleMania 21 and this in 2005 as making me fans again, because this is still one of the greatest sets they've ever released. Then we get to some of Hulk Hogan stuff, Randy Savage, his new one with the documentary and really cool matches on it. Okay. And then we get to Ultimate Warrior. I said a lot of really bad shit about Ultimate Warrior during the first run of my show. I was never that impressed with his work. And don't think that WWE brainwashed me. He did deserve to go in the Hall of Fame, because he did do something that people remember, even now, even before he died. And that's hard to do in wrestling. It really is. This is getting tougher to find, because WWE's not making it anymore. They want to sweep this under the rug. But this is still a really entertaining documentary. It really is. But they put out 2 more sets. I think they're going to put out a 3rd one. I really don't know how. But it's got a lot of great stuff. And you know what? His shit, even though it's not great wrestling, it was entertaining. And the documentary on this one is really good. And it's a proper documentary for a guy who did die too soon. I feel bad for him. And then we get to Ric Flair, one of the best of all time. His 3 sets. I count Ric Flair and the 4 Horsemen, but great documentaries. Ultimate Ric Flair Collection is great. Roddy Piper, Born to Controversy. I hate that he's gone, but that's another. It's got all of his Piper's Pits, or the majority of them. That's another complete set. It's got so many great matches. The documentary is great. The 3rd disc is all of his Piper's Pits. That was just phenomenal. Let's see. We get to Rey Mysterio. The Biggest Little Man. That made me an even bigger fan of Rey Mysterio. Good stuff. Then we get to Eddie. You know, this is actually supposed to be here. This is one of the best sets they've ever released. Really good. But if you have to have both. You have to have both of these. It's falling. Get back in there, Eddie. Come on. And then we get to Undertaker stuff. The only documentary they've made of him. This is My Yard. It's really good. And this stuff isn't edited either, which is really nice. At the time, that was a luxury to have that. And then Tombstone, that's again one of the first ones I ever had. I think it came out in 2006, but so good. Deadliest Matches. Aha! And we're coming up on another, or really the only other autograph I have. A big McFoley fan. That's a really cool set. It's not hard to find. It's greatest hits and misses. They finally released a documentary before he got in the Hall of Fame. Tremendous documentary. Tremendous. And the match selection is weird, but it's a great set. But I went to go see him. He's not doing this anymore, so I'm really glad I saw him while I had the chance go and do stand-up comedy on his tour. And the dude is so nice. He stayed after for hundreds of people to sign autographs, take pictures. I have a great picture with him. He looks so damn tired. But I brought this with me, and he signed it. So it was so worth it. And when I put it down on the table, he goes, "Oh," he goes, "Well, thank you so much for buying this." I go, "I want a refund." And just joking with him, and he, with his big puppy dog eyes, looks at me and goes, "Why?" And I'll always remember that. And I said, "No, I'm just kidding. I was waiting for that for a long time. I'm glad that they finally did it." And he goes, "Well, thank you." And he was very, very nice. And we get to the Hardy Boys, Leap of Faith. It's good stuff. Twist of Fate. Jeff Hardy got his own set that's really, really good. I asked for this for Christmas from a friend because mainly, again, the network wasn't out. It had a lot of matches I did not have yet. It's a good set, but I mainly wanted it for John Cena, CM Punk, Money in the Bank, to have it on Blu-ray quality, which I know is stupid, but that's the main reason why I wanted it. Randy Orton stuff, some good stuff. Chris Jericho, one of my favorites. Great documentary on him. This was a newer release they had of him. It's actually very good. Manager stuff, Bobby Heenan, my favorite manager of all time, one of my favorite announcers. A lot of you may not know this. This is a great documentary on the best managers of all time. This is great. One of my favorites. Brock Lesnar, I don't have his new one because it's basically just this with some new stuff. I don't really need it unless someone gets it for me. Yeah. He's still one of my favorite wrestlers, but I'll tell you, it's really hard for me to watch his stuff. It really is. It's hard to separate, his personal life from his wrestling career, but obviously I'm keeping this. This is getting more and more rare. It was one of the best DVD sets they ever released, but, kind of hard to say that. Brian Pillman, good stuff. Batista, a lot of these, I wait. I'm a Batista fan, but I never really wanted his DVD set. I had the majority of the matches, and I like the documentary. But sometimes, Walmart will get, especially during WrestleMania weekend, or WrestleMania a couple weeks before WrestleMania, they'll have, a whole rack of wrestling DVDs for $5, and that's, same with the Big Show one. I never really wanted it. It's a good set, but, get it for cheap. That was $5, but still fun. One of my other favorites, Ricky Steamboat. Good documentary. The match selection is just... God, he was so damn good. And some of you may be surprised that I actually have Goldberg's Blu-ray. But I really wanted to watch a lot of his stuff in succession to see if I could become a fan, because I was not a WCW fan during the Attitude Era. I watched WWF. And all my friends were into WCW, because when I started watching, it was 97, and WCW was still on fucking fire. And he was coming into his own. And I really got into it in 98, and slowly but surely, all my friends got into WWF by 99. But I need to watch that. The RVD set's really good. Some friends got me this. I haven't really watched it. I bought myself this one. Really good documentary, kind of short, but... a lot of good stuff. Again, I need to watch it. The Jake the Snake documentary, it's a really great documentary. It's the most different documentary they've ever done. And what I mean, it's so depressing because of his life. And this is before he really got his life in order with DDP. But I do recommend it. It's got a lot of great content on it. The Dusty Rhodes story, great set. It used to talk and say dusty things, but this thing is probably... I don't know, 8 years old, so it doesn't talk anymore, but this is another one. It's so good. So many matches, a good documentary, so many of his promos. I still haven't even gotten all the way through it. Good stuff. Superstar Billy Graham. I bought this when I was younger, it's a really good documentary, but I'm not a big fan. I like him a lot, but, whatever. McMahon DVD, I didn't throw that one away either, but I need to watch that again, actually. The Road Warriors, it was the only tag team documentary they did until the new Dudley Boys one, which we'll get to that. 50 Greatest Finishing Moves, this is another really great documentary, and really good match selection, actually. Oh, and this. Okay, I bought this because it was already getting super rare. And I bought it for $50, which is not bad, which uncut and edited, that's bullshit. But I'm glad I have it, but it's not rare. It's still $50. The price has not gone up. And it's irritating. But this is where it's a lot of the Raw stuff. It's really hard to do this with one hand. It's like masturbating, you need to. But all the Raw stuff, this is actually, I wish they would have kept doing these, but with the advent of the network, you don't need them. This I wanted for a very long time, and I got it for like 10 bucks. Another kind of rare DVD, but if you can get your hands on it, it's really good. Some other stuff, Raw 100, I got that for cheap, that's why I got it. And then the Best of Raw, SmackDown. And yes, I have all the ones. I get them every year. I honestly don't do it. You know, I don't do it because I really want them, like I did, but I don't do them because it's something I really want, but the price goes down really fast to like 15 bucks and there's some stuff on it I want, so I go ahead and grab it. So, you know, I've got all those. And I actually, the SmackDown Raw one from 2011, this one, I just ordered the Blu-ray version of that for $7. That's with shipping. And the reason why I did that is because, of course, I preferred the Blu-ray because the quality is so good, and they stopped releasing them in Blu-ray, starting with 2013. It's bullshit. But the reason why I did that is because it has the CM Punk contract negotiations, and it's got a couple other things. I didn't need it, but that's one of my favorite segments of all time. It just shows how obsessed I am, I guess. And then Raw after the show, that's a fun set. Best of King of the Ring, I got that right before the network came out, but it was $5. Top 50 Superstars, one of the, it's such a political list. Like Hulk Hogan was number 25 or something, which I love Hulk Hogan, but it's like he deserves to be in the top 5 at least. I mean, Jesus. Most powerful wrestling families. I still haven't watched this, but I need to. In Your House, I got this right before, and they're not edited. They actually do WWF. It's one of the first new ones they did. It's before the network came along. The Monday Night War, one of the most famous DVD sets. Falls Count Anywhere, good stuff. Bloodbath, I think I got that for Christmas. Greatest Steel Cage Matches, I've watched that whole thing, it's great. The Mr. Perfect DVD set was really disappointing. The documentary is good. The match selection, I'm sorry, I think it's atrocious. It didn't show me how good Curt Hennig was. I keep hearing that he was close to perfect, and I see that, but I'm still not fully impressed by Curt Hennig. I know he was really good, but their match selection on this, I've had to go to other DVD sets to, see how good he is. But we get the History of the WWE Championship, terrific set, one of my first ones. History of the World Heavyweight Championship actually has a documentary on it that's really good. History of IC title, that's a good one. I wish they would do a tag team championship one. The Best of the US Championship just came out. It's really good. But I want them to do a tag team one. This is another one. I think this came out in 2005. This was like the second set I got, I believe, for Christmas. And I watched this over and over. Short documentaries on all these people. Awesome matches. Just really cool stuff. And then Greatest Stars of the 90s. I recommend that one too. Even ones of the 21st century. The Oh My Gods. I need to put that probably with WCW, but the WCW one is hilarious because they go through so much bad shit, but also a lot of good stuff too. And the WWE one is really funny as well. World's Greatest Tag Teams, good stuff. Hardcore DVD, and they're going to release another one of this that'll probably have a lot more, and I'm looking forward to it. But this is really cool if you like that part of the Attitude Era. And then we get to TNA and some random shit, like Best of Dragon Gate. This was turning into a really rare DVD, but it's different. But it showed me that there's much more out there than WWE. And then my friends got this for me as a joke, but I need to watch it sometime. The music of the WWE, and then I do have some TNA stuff. AJ Styles is one of my favorites. I have his 2 DVD sets. Some of these are getting a little rare. Best of Samoa Joe, good stuff. Christian Cage, Kurt Angle. I do have some random pay-per-views. This one has 3 in it, and just some random ones. I have, like the first, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Bound for Glories. Really great pay-per-views, actually. A friend of mine found me this, Night of Legends. This is when Jericho and Lance Storm fought, I can't remember what team, who was it? Heavenly Bodies, when Jericho got busted open really bad and had a broken arm. This one is an independent DVD. I only have it because I helped a friend work on it. It's not a good show at all, but, you know, it is wrestling. These... sorry, these are falling over. These I've never watched. A friend of mine got these for me years ago, like when I got back into wrestling. They're just random Lucha Libre or stuff, and I've never watched them, but I can't bring myself to get rid of them. Rule the Asylum, just a random one someone got me. The Bret Hart Dungeon Collection, which actually should be with Bret Hart stuff, but get this. This is fucking fantastic. So good. But I need to put that next to his. I don't know why it got down there. And then John Morrison's set, which I like him a lot, but the only reason I got that one was because it had him and CM Punk from ECW when CM Punk won the title, one of my favorite matches. And that was the only release of it at the time. That's the only reason I have it, but it's a good one. And the Stone Cold Truth, that's a really good set too, but it should be with Stone Cold stuff. Will it fit? Will it fit? That's my problem. I never do fit, if you know what I mean. Okay, and next we get to, this part will be all independent. I just need to go through and get the stuff ready. But a lot of Ring of Honor stuff I've collected. I have both Samoa Joe DVDs. I think a third one came out, but it doesn't have enough good stuff on it to where I want it. But these two, it's Samoa Joe, his complete championship legacy reign in Ring of Honor, and that's just really good stuff. And then Total Domination, I love Samoa Joe. I'm so glad he's in NXT. He's NXT champion now. I have these two. This was the first Samoa Joe CM Punk hour-long classic for the Ring of Honor title. Joe versus Punk 2, still one of my all-time favorite matches. That's why I have these, and these are kind of rare. I'm glad I have them. You can get, I think that Ring of Honor released a DVD set of all three of the matches, and I have the third one on a Ring of Honor set that I'll get to. But I will continue this in a minute. I have to go drop a TNA. Get it? Okay, sorry about that. If you couldn't figure out my little riddle, when I said I had to take a big TNA, I meant a big shit. I'm going to go ahead and say, like, a lot of great shit has come from TNA, but the way that company has been run over the years is shit. Let's get back to it. Okay. Next. I was excited for when this came out. Again, a lot of this shit is on the WWE Network, but I want to own it, you know? Like, as dumb as that sounds, like I want to own it. But they did put a lot of stuff on here that is not on the network, so I appreciate that. This is a new one that just came out. Really good match selection. Some repeats, but good repeats in a way. But I need to finish that up. Dudley Boy, really good documentary, good match selection. Need to finish that up too. Another Ring of Honor one, Kenta, who is now Hideo Itami. Hope he comes back soon. These are out of order, I apologize, but I got all the Bryan Danielson DVDs from Ring of Honor. His last DVD set, him as world champion. The first DVD set he had, I still need to get through them. The CM Punk ones, because you know CM Punk is still my favorite. Still one of the best sets they ever put out in WWE. The Summer of Punk, CM Punk Icon, his last one. Second City Saints was his first one, so I have all three of his from Ring of Honor. I got this for Christmas from my cousin and her husband, so thank you. But I have that now. Oh, hang on. Getting too old for this shit. Alright. This I actually found. I've never heard of this before. I still need to watch it, but it's just a lot of really old-time wrestling. And as far as I know, it's the full matches, or at least some of them are. So I bought this for like $5, but I heard it's a really good DVD set. High Flyers. I got this for Christmas from my roommate. This is the first time PWI's best DVD set of the year did not go to WWE, as far as I can remember. This is an independent release about Jim Crockett Promotions. I still haven't watched all the documentary or the other discs. I need to. I was excited to get it. Self-Destruction of the Shield, good stuff. Jerry Lawler, you know, not too bad. The Ring of Honor DVD sets, these two and these two is what made me a Ring of Honor fan, to be completely honest. It's what made me a Ring of Honor fan. So many great matches on all the sets. I still recommend them. You know, some duds, but nothing too bad. And my favorite dude right now, Kevin Steen. He has 4 Ring of Honor DVD sets. I finally have all 4. Hell Rising has a great, it's not a documentary, but like a Shoots interview with him about his time in Ring of Honor and other stuff, and it's fascinating. I could listen to him talk all damn day. These two I just recently got. They're the only 2 PWG releases of wrestlers, and they did one of Kevin Steen. It's a lot of repeats on the Steen one, except for disc 2, and same with the El Generico one, but it's for collectability purposes, and it's a lot of really great stuff. El Generico's DVD from Ring of Honor, I can't find this anymore. Ring of Honor doesn't sell it anymore. I don't know why, but it's out of print, so I'm glad I got it when I did. Daniel Bryan's Blu-ray set, terrific, especially now that he's retired. It's really good. Owen Hart's, finally he got a set, and it's really good. Still getting through that. The first ladder match DVD, I don't have the second one because I have most of what's on it, but Edge's Blu-ray, really good. The DVD that came out first. I showed you the 2 Ring of Honor ones down here, and this one, Man Up. This is what made me a fan of Kevin Steen and El Generico. This is their ladder war, the first ever ladder war versus the Briscoe brothers, and it introduced me to the Briscoe brothers, but fucking just brutal match, man. It made me an even bigger fan of Ring of Honor. And now I have all 3 volumes of Pro Wrestling Guerrilla's The Best of Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. This one is still one of my favorite sets of all time. I have watched it from beginning to end a couple of times. This is what made me a huge fan of independent wrestling. Not just Ring of Honor, but this did. PWG is awesome. And Volume 2 and 3 I still haven't finished. There hasn't been a Volume 4 yet, unfortunately, but I'll get it when it happens. But if you can get your hands on those, I know Volume 1's out of print, is expensive, but 2 and 3 I think are still like 20 bucks. You can even find them on Amazon. But that is it. I don't really know what else to say about this stuff, but if you see anything in there, you know, that you want me to watch and you want me to review, let me know, because the whole point of this and showing you this is that I want to watch everything in here, which is probably impossible, but especially the compilations of DVD sets. I want to see everything. I spent money on this. I've spent a lot of money on this stuff, and people have bought me a lot of this too. I want to watch all of this. So if you have any recommendations, anything else, just let me know. But that is what my collection is like at the moment. You know, it's always growing. WWE releases a lot of stuff, and they have a ton of really good shit this year. But that's it. That is my wrestling DVD collection. Wrestling DVD / Blu-ray collection. Sorry, but there it is, and I love it so much. And above it is all my wrestling books. We'll get to those some other time. But again, I'll go ahead and wrap this up now. I'll have some other videos coming out within the next week. I'll catch up on the pick of the months that I missed. If you have any ideas for Wrestling Fan Remembers, anything you want me to watch to review, old or new, just please let me know. I want to do this for you guys, and I want to build the audience and everything, and hopefully you enjoy the new renditions of The Wrestling Fan. I'll do the pay-per-view reactions, and like I said, I'll just catch up, and I'll try to keep it going for you guys if I can. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.